All right, let's jump right in. We are absolutely surrounded by marketing every single day, right? But have you ever really stopped to think about how you market something you can't see, something you can't touch? Today, we're going to get into the huge and really important difference between marketing physical products and marketing, well, invisible services.
It's a fantastic question, isn't it? It almost sounds like a riddle. How in the world do you convince somebody to buy an experience, or a promise, or even just a skill? Well, that's the big challenge we're going to unpack right now.
So to make sense of it all, let's start with what we know. Let's call this marketing we can see. You know, the world of tangible stuff that we can actually get our hands on.
Yeah, think about it. A shiny new car you can take for a spin. A sleek smartphone with all these cool features you can show off. Or even just a can of soda you can show someone cracking it open on a hot day. It's pretty straightforward. The marketing almost writes itself.
So the basics for marketing a product are pretty simple, right? You can see it, you can touch it, you can show people exactly how it works, and when someone buys it, they take it home, it's theirs, it's a clean, simple deal. But hold that thought,
Because things get a lot more complicated when we step into this other world. What happens when the thing you're selling is completely intangible? What do you do when there's absolutely nothing for the customer to hold in their hand?
Exactly. Think about it. You don't walk out of the salon with your haircut in a box. You can't, put your data plan on a shelf at home and that degree hanging on the wall. It's just a piece of paper that represents years of learning and experience, not a thing. So how on earth do you market that?
And this right here is the heart of our explainer. We're talking about a fundamental split, a tale of two completely different strategies. And believe me, this isn't just a tiny difference, it's a whole different way of thinking about marketing.
You know, the source material for this explainer is super clear on this. It points to a significant difference between the two. And this isn't just some boring academic point. It has huge, real-world consequences for how businesses talk to us. So let's break down what that really means.
okay, the biggest, most obvious difference is tangibility. Products are physical, services are not. A car company can show you these gorgeous, sweeping shots of the car itself, but a financial advisor, they can't show you their advice. They have to sell you on trust, on expertise. They're selling the promise of a better future.
Next up is the challenge of consistency. Think about it. Every single iPhone that rolls off an assembly line is practically identical. But a haircut from your favorite stylist? It could be amazing one day and just okay the next. It all depends on their mood, how busy they are. That's why a service-based company, like a coffee shop, has to invest so much time and money training their staff. They're trying to make a human experience as consistent as possible.
And then there's ownership. This one's a biggie. When you buy a car, it's yours. You get the title. But when you buy a ticket for a flight, you don't own the plane. You don't even really own your seat. You're just buying the service of getting from point A to point B. So a car ad might talk about the pride of ownership, while an airline ad talks about the experience of travel. You're just renting an outcome.
This brings us to a really tricky problem called perishability. Here's a simple way to think about it. A clothing store can keep unsold shirts in the back room and sell them the next day. No big deal. But an airline can't save an empty seat from a flight that already took off. Once that plane is in the air, that seat and the money it could have made is gone forever. Same goes for an empty hotel room or an unsold movie ticket.
So let's just do a quick recap here. Products, they're tangible, they're consistent, you own them and you can store them. Services are the total opposite on every single point. Intangible, variable, you don't own them, and they are totally perishable. Honestly, if you understand this table, you're well on your way to understanding modern marketing.
Okay, so we get it. They're different. But why does this matter so much right now? Well, it's because of this enormous, kind of silent shift that's happened in our economy.
And the source material really hits the nail on the head here, emphasizing just how significant and important the service industry's contribution to the economy is. This isn't a small thing, it's the main thing. We don't really live in a world that's all about making things anymore. We live in a world that's about doing things for each other.
And wow, this chart just makes it crystal clear. In most developed economies, the service sector isn't just a part of the economy, it is the economy. It makes up the huge majority of everything. That is a massive, massive change.
So what does this all mean for you? Well, it means that the job you have right now, or the one you're studying for, is probably a service job. It means everything you depend on, your internet, your bank, your healthcare, they're all services. And it means that for any business to succeed today, they absolutely have to master the art of marketing services.
And that brings us to the single most important takeaway.
If you remember one thing from all this, let it be this. Selling an experience, or a promise, is a totally different ballgame than selling a physical object. It means you have to build trust, manage people's expectations, and somehow create a consistent, reliable experience out of thin air.
So, that leaves us with a final question to think about. As our world becomes even more service-based, streaming our entertainment, subscribing to software, how will marketing have to change and evolve next to sell us all the things we can never, ever truly hold?